Hello everyone, welcome back to our May card making class project, and this is card number 2 that we're gonna make today. And this is a mixture of everything. So I found these little butterflies here in my stash. I think they're pretty old, from close to my heart, but they work great. We used stem set on the inside. We used some Cricut cuts here, a little dolly again, and just some papers from my stash. So let's pull everything out and see what we have here. Lots of little pieces, but don't worry, it's not gonna be super complicated. So the first thing we want to do is you want to take your yellow strip, and this yellow strip has a lighter side and a darker side, a lighter side and a darker side. So we want to use the lighter side if possible. If you use the darker because you like it better, that's fine. And I just ripped down just a little bit here on the edge of this paper, if I can get it to rip. I did too much gardening yesterday. Okay, here we go. I just needed a starting point. And then you rip towards you to get this nice white edge exposed. And just keep ripping apart pieces of it. All right, then we want to start with the blue. Make sure your card is opening the right way, and this will go flush with the side. And I'm sorry if you hear the train in the background, I don't know. And it's super windy today. It is super warm compared to last week, but it also is super windy, so everything is creaking and cracking. I even had to close the window, but I know the train sometimes is pretty loud still. Okay, so this just goes flush with your card front. Here we go. Then I'm gonna put this one down next. And I just left a little bit, so not quite flush, just a little space, which will be covered up by our yellow strip. And before we're gonna put on the strips, we're gonna take our little doily, which is also a Cricut cut in this case, and you might have still want some of these little pieces in here. Just see if you can get them out with a needle, poke them through. But other than that, they should be clean. And then you just want to cut yours in half. Like so. And then one goes on this side. And the reason why I kept a little opening spot here was so I can move in this doily a little bit more, so it's not quite at the edge. And then I placed this one like opposite of each other. So when you put yours down, just make sure it goes towards the top half here. So you have a little bit bigger gap on the bottom than up here. And then we do this one. And I only put adhesive in the middle. Doesn't need to go all the way. Okay. Oops. And I like to use my liquid adhesive for this, because this way I can even it out a little bit, you know, if I'm not quite at the same level height. So they're both together. So now we can add our strips, and the strips goes pretty much on top of the design paper and a little bit on top of the doily. So, and the same goes with this strip. just covering up this little gap we left. And voila. There's one part. Now we have to cut little fins on either side of the sign again. Remember, you take half the distance down here and go as far up as you want your V to go. So I want mine like here, and then I go from either corner to the tip. There's one, and we do the same on the other side. So here's about half, and then from one corner to the tip, and then from the other corner to the tip. And there we have it. We need a few little foam dots for this one. And before I adhere this down, I want to make sure my flower. So the flower, I don't know if you can see, same thing. So our papers are two-toned. So when you look at the flowers, the little one seems to be darker and the big one is lighter. This is how I use it on the card. If you flip it over, you can see that the big one is darker and the white one, the little one is lighter. So either way you want to use it, just see that there are two different colors and that you can use, pick either side. But if you want this two-tone effect, then make sure you check out that you have the right side to work with. Okay, and this green goes underneath the little one. So before I push it all the way down, and I just put a little bit adhesive on the stem here, and that's all we need. So this one goes a little bit underneath here, and then it's gonna look right out here. And now we can push our flower down. Now this leaf could stick a little bit under the glitter paper. But it's gonna be covered up by the big flower anyway. All right, so the big flower, I also put some foam dots underneath here. Okay, so let's put our big flower on first. And you can arrange this in any way you want. Mine goes right here. And now for the dots. So I did the dots in reverse since this is the big flower. So I use the dark color for the inside of the flower just to give it a little bit more contrast. And put a little bit in here because it's gonna sit on the glitter paper. And then you just push it in the hole. There we go. And then the little one, this one is raised, and I use the lighter side for the little one because I have my little one is the darker color. And there you have it. So last thing we have to use adhesive for is our butterfly, and this one sits in the corner, and I only put adhesive here in the body in the middle so the wings go up a little bit. I know it doesn't really matter because you will have it goes in an envelope, but so it might flatten, but you can always puff it back up, fluff it back up, puff it. I got too much sun today, not used to sun anymore, but then that's Michigan for you. We always complain in the winter it's getting too cold and too long and all the snow. By the time summer comes around, The first few weeks are great, and then we're complaining it's too hot and too humid. So you can never make it right. This is a little glitter pen where I just go on the outside of the flower petals, and I will lift it up. I don't know if you can see this. If you have at home, you can also use some ink before you adhere your petals down or your flowers down. You know, ink up the sides a little bit, and then I use the black pen to do a little swirl here, and the same here. There we go. And I think that's about it. All that is left is do the doodling on the inside, and I just found this gel pen still in my stash, and I just drew 2 flowers in each corner, so a little circle in the middle and a couple petals around it, and down here another circle, a couple petals around it, and then I just used the same pen to do a little squiggly line. And I think this one is coming to an end, but it will do for now. All right, and there you have it. So this is the inside of our card, and this is the outside of our birthday card. I hope you enjoyed this little technique, and it's perfect for all your scraps. So if you have a couple scraps laying around, just quickly make a card. You can't go easier than that. I know that I'm looking at it, it's a little bit off, but that's okay, because I don't, when I do this on camera, I sometimes have to look from the side, and it's a little crooked, but that's okay. No problem. And then, can you see the glitter here on the petals? So it's just a really light shimmer. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you back here for card number 3.